Hello everyone, it's me, Genaro again, this bloke, and I'm actually just adjusting the camera there, because no one wants to look at my trousers. Right, yes, okay, this video is entitled How to Get Gigs, primarily paid gigs. So this is part one, and it's basically about covers artists and musicians who want to make money out of doing covers. I will do a part two, which will be about how to get gigs if you're an original artist, because that's just as important. I consider myself to be an original artist more than anything, even though I have sold my soul a little bit, and I do a fair amount of covers gigs just to pay the bills, and I enjoy them, you know. So basically, this is part one, how to get gigs if you're a covers artist. And here's how. Very simply, play the open mics. Okay, in order to play an open mic, you need to have, let's just say, 3 songs that you can play really, really well. So, i.e., you can play them without looking at bits of paper and gawping at the guitar and getting the chords wrong and going, what's next, where am I going? You know, get to the point where you can really, really play the crap out of those 3 songs and then go and play at an open mic. Now, obviously, if you're playing an open mic and you impress the people whose open mic it is at the venue, you impress those people, they're going to offer you a paid gig. Quite often that happens. I run 2 open mics, and many of the artists who've come and played at my open mics down in the south of England, they get offered paid gigs at the venues if the venue like them, if the management like them or the bar staff or whatever. So that goes a long way to getting you paid gigs. The thing about that is, if you've only got 3 songs that you practice to perfection at open mic, that's not going to be enough. So what you need to do is you need to really have 2 hours worth of material you can really, really play, okay, play well. A minimum of 2 minutes, because some pubs, often places that do covers bands and stuff, it's 2 45-minute sets with a little break in the middle, okay. Realistically, myself, if I get on stage, quite often I do a 3 or 4 hour gig without even having a break. That is my choice. Most venues do not ask you to do that. Some venues will insist you take a break. Most venues will expect that you'll take a break. And, generally, 2 hour gig is really, is the general sort of thing you'll do. And quite often just 2 45-minute sets, okay? Now, I don't know whether that stopped recording then when I just pressed the thing, but we'll see in a minute, won't we? Because it just came up with flat battery, etc., etc. But anyway, I'll get this done before the battery goes flat, so all well and good. Right, so be really good at playing that set. Don't be looking at bits of paper. And when you get out on the stage, you want to be looking at the people and have banter with the audience and engage with them, eye contact, not staring at your feet and looking miserable. I know that worked for some bands, some moody bands in the 90s, mentioning no names. But realistically, you want to engage with the crowd and have banter with the audience, okay? If you're communicating with venues, if you say you're going to do something by a certain time, do it. Don't mess around. If you say you're going to get in touch with them, get in touch with them. If you're going to send them publicity promo posters, do that as well. So have a photographer that follows you around everywhere and loves your band or your act, and then you can, you can rinse them for pictures and use that for all your promo stuff. And get good at using these apps where you can make little posters and send them to the venues if they ask for them, because that goes a long way to them booking you again. If they think, yeah, these people are reliable, they make their effort to promote themselves, that goes a long way. Now, the gear, you need good gear. You need good gear you can rely on. So if you're a solo artist, you can get away with one of those nice little compact units like a Bose thing, or just, something small. If you're a band, you're going to need something bigger. You're going to need someone in the band needs to be a driver, or you need to have a driver, because otherwise you'll take stuff to gigs on buses, which is very embarrassing. I did that in my first band, Shapeshifter, and it really was quite embarrassing. But we did, even with the drummer getting all his crap on the bus, and the bus driver just like, what the hell's going on here? And all the passengers hating on us. But anyway, that's another story. So play those open mics. Get really good at the songs. You want to be looking out at the audience, engaging them like, this is what you want. You love us. That's the way you want to be. You want to be cocky. People like a bit of cockiness when you get on the stage, and it will go, again, a long way to you getting more gigs if you're cocky. Don't be arrogant. Just that kind of nice, cockney white boy, yeah, all right, yeah, you love us. And don't give them what they want, tell them what they want. No. Obviously, if you're doing covers and you want to play in a pub on a Friday and a Saturday night, which is, pretty good earning for what it is, and you have a good laugh, then you need to be playing songs that people know. So you need to play crowd firm favourites. I mean, mentioning no names, Wonderwall, Brown Eyed Girl, things by the Stones, the Beatles, the Doors, anything. It doesn't really matter. I mean, But you need to have some mainstream songs. You need to have mainstream songs, Dakota, Stereophonics, you know, blah, blah, blah. You need to have that sort of stuff in your armoury. It's all very... You can play your favourite songs by your favourite weird artists, but if you do too many of them, you won't get booked. That's just how it is, you know. And obviously, if you're playing originals, by all means, you know, slot one or two in the set. Say, all right, we're going to inflict one of our songs on you, whether you like it or not. And you will like it. And, you know, just be cocky. People do appreciate that. And they'll come up afterwards. Oh, no, I really like that song you did of yours. You know, because quite often when I'm doing covers gigs, I still sneak one or two of my originals in. I'm lucky enough that because I've been on the telly back in the past, I do get booked for original gigs that I get paid for. And I've just kind of inflicted my original songs on people over the years. So, you know, it can work out. So, yeah, have the gear. Make sure everyone knows how to use it. If the venue tell you you're too loud, don't be too proud to turn it down. Turn it down. In fact, after your first song... Because usually the situation is you don't have time for a sound check. You rig the gear up and then you're about to get going and you go, okay, well, we'll do the first song and that'll be the sound check. Not always. You might be more organised than that. Do try and be more organised than that. Anyway, so you get on stage, you go, oh, right, okay, there's our first song. And then you do your first song. Or, you know, say, oh, we're doing a bit of a sound check on the first song. Or just do the sound check anyway. After that, just say, look, are we too loud or too quiet to the crowd? Ask them. Just say, are we too loud or too quiet? To be fair, you could just be really cheeky and go, are we too quiet? Someone will go, yeah, turn it up. You know, but if people are complaining, if you're complaining and you don't turn it down and everyone's ears are bleeding, then you're not going to get booked again. So think about that. Just be considerate, you know. But don't just assume they want you to turn it down because they might want you to turn it up. But you just try and gauge the feeling, you know. Be dynamic and be responsive and be intuitive. In other words, I don't really know the meanings of, but yes, there we go. So make sure you know those songs, though. Don't be looking at bits of paper on the stage. I know I've said this before, but you don't go to see My Chemical Romance and see them all going, you know, you don't see them, you know, they've already practiced it. Most bands, professional bands that you see when you go and see them at a big venue, they've already like hired out rehearsal space and practiced for 5 or 6 weeks, practiced the crap out of the set, so they're probably all sick and tired of the songs and they're thinking about the next album already. By the time you get to hear the songs, they're already sick and tired of them. You know, but that's the whole point. If you want to be that good, I mean, I think there's a band called Keane, if anyone remembers Keane, and they literally just did the same old set around London for God knows how long, but then one day, because they were just so damn good, they got like, there was some sort of bidding war and all the record companies turned up at once and they got offered various different contracts and they just took the best one. Sometimes it just pays to be steadfast, but that is for part 2 because that's going to be about originals artists. So I don't know why I mentioned that. I just went off the tangent. I'm a little bit ADHD. You can probably gather that already, you know what I mean? But yeah, engage with the audience because like it's only the jazz musicians that kind of ignore their audience and just go off into outer space because they're just like, they don't really ignore them, but you know, they're just off in their own space, you know. Or whatever. And so basically, be good, have all the gear, make sure you've got some idea how to use it, make sure you've got a driver, play the open mics first. You will get gigs if you impress people at open mics. Otherwise, you can go around pubs. In the old days, we used to go around and hand CDs out. Well, okay, those days are gone now, but you can still turn up at pubs and say, look, hello, we're in a band, buy a drink, buy a coffee, whatever. We're in a band, you know, just impress them with your banter at the bar and then see if you can get them to, you know, send them a link for whatever your stuff is. You know, but mainly just get out there and have a good time. And remember, it's a good laugh. You can have a good time doing covers gigs, you know. But my next part will be about getting originals gigs, which is a completely different kettle of fish. But, you know, it's all relevant. Above all, just keep enjoying music because music's a beautiful thing and it's given me a great life. And if anyone's got any questions, this guitar, once again, is the Zoom. It's the Zoom guitar from India. There's the headstock. Someone just gave me this guitar. It's got F-holes in it. It hasn't got a pickup on it. I'm getting a pickup on it put on there very soon. Because I love this guitar so much. It's really, really light. It sounds brilliant. And I'm getting a pickup put on it so I can go and do gigs, you know, with this guitar. Because at the moment it's not giggable. It's just something I play at home a lot. But I do love it very much. Anyway, look, thanks for listening. Any questions I'll be happy to answer. Get in touch. You know, I will answer all the questions I can. You know, just get out there and be awesome. I'll be back soon. Oh yeah, I'm just putting a new video out on Thursday. Hopefully you'll love it. This Thursday coming, so watch out for that. It's wild. Thursday in the evening, and if you wouldn't mind sharing it for me, I'll be as grateful as a newborn pony. don't know what I meant by that. But anyway, thanks for watching. Bye.